Donald Trump wants to replace the federal income tax with tariffs on imported goods to the United States. So that idea is pretty much terrible because all it's going to do is lead to inflation for the American consumers and eventually run the government dry of money. Let's get into it. So the first thing that we need to consider is, what does a normal market look like when everything's in equilibrium and suppliers and consumers, the demand, are both happy? And also another thing that we need to see here is that this is a closed economy, meaning that there is no foreign trade in this economy. So in an economy like the United States, what happens when you start making trades with other nations? Typically, other nations can offer a lower price compared to that of the American producer. So when a country opens up its markets and it starts trading with other nations, the price to buy a product in the United States typically goes down because foreign producers are willing to offer it at a lower price. So what happens to supply and demand? S1 here is domestic supply, and S2 goes right here. It starts on the same line, but then it curves at this dot and creates S2. So what happened here is, because of the lower price due to foreign competition, American suppliers pulled back from producing from Q1 to Q2. So there were some factories closed, people got laid off. So the United States suppliers produced from 0 to Q2. And then from Q2 to Q3, this gap in supply is made up by the foreigners. And the reason why the demand is down here now is because the price is lower. So at PF, the foreign price in the foreign market, the demand is now down here. They want more. So American production goes down from Q1 down to Q2, but the price of your product comes down as this difference is now made up by foreigners. So then what happens when you implement a tariff? Well, before the tariff, remember, we're still down here at PF. So P, this is the price of the good in the market. American producers produce to Q2, and then the rest here is made up by foreign investment. So depending on how much the tariff is, no matter what, the tariff is going to cause the price of the product to increase. So we can see that after the tariff, the price goes from PF to PFT. So now what that is going to allow happen is American production will start to ramp back up and increase. And then, depending on the price of the product after the tariff, if there is any leftovers for foreigners like there were before, they will make that up in the foreign market. So ultimately, the price of products is going to go up. But you say, well, that's okay because now we have more American jobs, right? Because the American supplier is producing more. Which, yes, ultimately that is the balance in regards to tariffs. But here's why you cannot eliminate income taxes and replace them with tariffs. Because let's say that you place the perfect tariff on the goods and you get the price back up to where our market was here in equilibrium. Okay, well, in that sense, then you just eliminated all of the foreign imports. So if you eliminate all these foreign imports and you're back to basically a closed economy, what exactly are you going to levy a tariff on? So at the end of the day, basically, if this idea were to play itself out kind of over a number of years, the price of products would go up. You will likely see some more jobs come back to the United States. But then, yet again, the federal government's revenue is going to absolutely plummet because as you put a tariff on it and more production comes back to the United States, you're importing less, therefore you don't have anything to put a tariff on. So, yet another terrible idea by one of our political candidates.